The Epstein files are making waves again, and people are not buying the official story. No client list, really? And we're still supposed to believe Epstein took his own life? People have doubted the story for years, and Trump's recent comment only made things worse.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
Why so defensive, Donald? It almost feels like there's more to the story than he's letting on. Let's rewind a bit. Trump and Epstein weren't just acquaintances, they were buddies. Their friendship goes back decades, with both men living it up between New York and Palm Beach. There are photos, flight records, and yes, parties. A lot of them. They were spotted together at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club and dining in Epstein's lavish Manhattan mansion. In 2002, Trump told New York Magazine, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with." And then added, "Brace yourself." It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. Yikes. There's also that 1992 NBC clip from Mar-a-Lago, where Trump and Epstein are seen pointing at women on the dance floor like they're picking items off a menu. That same year, Trump reportedly hosted a calendar girl competition at the resort. According to George Haraney, who helped organize it, 28 girls flew in for the event, only to find out that the only guests were Trump and Epstein.
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like
everything
a
is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress is.
But somewhere along the way, the bromance soured. By 2004, Trump and Epstein were reportedly rivals, both trying to snatch up prime Palm Beach real estate. No one knows exactly what happened, but the vibe clearly changed. By 2019, after Epstein's arrest, Trump was keeping his distance, saying, "I was not a fan. I had a falling out with him a long time ago." Trump has always insisted he had nothing to do with Epstein's shady dealings. He claimed he never flew on the infamous private jet or visited the private island. But then, the flight logs came out, and according to those, Trump flew with Epstein 7 times.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world.
Then there's Virginia Giuffre, an Epstein survivor who tragically took her own life in April 2025. She said she was working at Mar-a-Lago as a locker room attendant when Ghislaine Maxwell recruited her. Also, former model Stacey Williams told The Guardian last year that Epstein took her to Trump's Fifth Avenue penthouse back in 1993, and then encouraged Trump to grope her. She called it a twisted game. Trump denies it ever happened. But what really sent eyebrows flying were the recordings released by journalist Michael Wolff. In tapes from 2017, Epstein described himself as Donald's closest friend for 10 years. He painted a pretty grim picture. Trump yelling at staff, womanizing, friendless except for Ivanka, his secretary, and a bodyguard.
He's a horrible human being.
According to Epstein, Trump was almost functionally illiterate and only read the Page 6 gossip column. Ouch.
So he's not functionally illiterate. But his reading comprehension is anything complicated.
But the part that's likely to stir up the most outrage? Epstein's claims about Trump's behavior with women. He said Trump once bragged after an encounter in an Atlantic City casino, "The only thing I really like to do is wives of my best friends." Charming.
He does nasty things to his best friends' wives. Anyone who first tries to gain your trust and then uses it to do bad things.
Of course, Trump's campaign team pushed back hard. His former press secretary Caroline Leavitt called the tapes outlandish false smears and accused Wolff of trying to interfere in the election, on behalf of Kamala Harris, no less. And just when you think the list of controversies ends with Epstein, surprise, Trump's name pops up alongside another headline-making figure, Diddy. Yep, Trump's been spotted with Diddy countless times, calling him a good friend and good guy.
Working for Diddy for 6 years,
trained me to have to be perfect.
Working for Diddy.
Absolutely.
I love Diddy. You know, he's a good friend of mine. He's a good guy.
He expects.
Is he a good guy?
I don't want to answer that
Oh,
question.
wow. I
don't
think
know.
he's a good guy. I'm going to stick up for him.
In fact, back in 2015, Combs himself referred to Trump as a friend, even when Trump was just a long-shot candidate in the Republican primary. Donald Trump is a friend of mine, and he works very hard, he said.
I'd give anything to see Donald Trump dancing at one of your parties.
Yeah.
Did he get involved? Did he mix it up on the dance floor?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he did.
However, Combs's views on Trump took a turn. In a 2017 interview, he didn't hold back, saying, "We don't really give a fucks about Trump because we're in the same fucking up position." He wasn't shy about sharing his thoughts on the political landscape either, calling the chaos in DC just regular, everyday business to black folks. By 2020, Diddy had grown more critical of Trump, backing Joe Biden instead. He declared,
"White men like Trump need to be banished. That way of thinking is real dangerous."
Ouch. Talk about a love-hate relationship. In 2018, James Corden asked Diddy if he would consider speaking to Trump now, and his reply made us think they weren't exactly on amicable terms anymore.
Speaking to anybody for the betterment of the greater good.
Sounds like that friendship may have faded into the background, huh? Another big name who's crossed paths with Puff is none other than Jeff Bezos. Yes, the Amazon mogul. It turns out that Bezos' company, Amazon Studios, helped promote Diddy's media platform, Revolt TV. While it seemed like a standard business move at the time, people are now questioning whether Bezos knew about Diddy's more controversial activities. Did Bezos know what was really going on behind the scenes, or was he just in it for the business side of things? It's hard to say, but the questions are piling up.
And what do you look for when you're hiring people other than that, ready to go to war? What are the other kind of criteria?
Somebody that is not intimidated by me, not intimidated by the situation, not intimidated by life.
Social media is buzzing after people learned about Diddy's alleged $10 million investment in Musk's platform, X, especially with all the serious allegations against the rapper.
Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15.
In a new book, Character Limit, authors Kate Conger and Ryan Mack spill that Musk was actually bragging about his friendship with Diddy. He told the CEO of Revolt, "I don't know if you know this, but Puff is an investor in Twitter. You know, he's a good friend of mine. We text a lot. Looks like they're closer than we thought, huh?"
I shouldn't have said that.
Now, Diddy stepped down from his role as executive chairman of Revolt right before Cassie Ventura, his ex, filed a lawsuit with some heavy accusations against him. Around the same time, he was also confirmed as an investor in X, joining other big names like Jack Dorsey and Larry Ellison. Oh, and just in case you forgot, Musk and Diddy were even spotted hanging out at a Dave Chappelle show in 2022.
Now with the internet, it's like having a nervous system. It's like any part of humanity has access to almost all the information of humanity.
But here's where it gets even messier. Musk recently stirred the pot by sharing a report that outlined over 120 claims against Diddy.
We now represent 120 individuals who intend to bring civil claims in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs, as well as claims against many other individuals and entities that we will name as defendants.
He asked, how many people in music and entertainment knew about this? But before Musk could get too comfy in the spotlight, music critic Anthony Fantano clapped back, pointing out that infamous photo of Musk with Ghislaine Maxwell. Talk about awkward.
Because a guy as important as you, who makes changes, could use your powers for evil and not good. The fact that